We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network pregame show, 91.7 WEEM. I'm Dawson Perrell. Joining me here once again is the head coach for the Pendleton boys basketball team, Coach Buck. First off, Coach, diving right in here tonight. This afternoon you'll be back at home facing off against the Delta Eagles. Taking a look at Delta, they're currently 12-3, 1-1 in the Hoosier Heritage that puts them in fourth place. But after this solid week of practice, of course, you're coming off of a win against Shelbyville. What is it going to take to get back-to-back wins, back-to-back conference wins, let alone?
It'll take a solid performance for us on both ends of the court. Delta's a very good basketball team, an experienced basketball team. They'll start 5 seniors that have had success throughout their career at Delta. The players that they bring off the bench can flat out stroke it from deep. And the 5 starters that they play, all 5 of them can score and handle the basketball as well. So very good team. So defensively, we'll have some tough matchups. But that has been something that we've taken pride in, was our defense, and we'll have to have another great effort tonight on that end of the court. Offensively, we'll have to continue to execute. I thought last weekend at New Pal as well as at Shelbyville, we did a nice job of executing the offenses that we were trying to run. There were just periods in both of those games where we struggled to get the ball in the basket, but I didn't feel that we took bad shots. We took good shots and just struggled at times to get some to drop.
Yeah, and you look back to your last game against Shelbyville, you mentioned there, very strong defensive effort from you guys. You held them to a season low of 27% from the field as a team. So what is it going to take to continue that effort on the defensive end here tonight against, as you mentioned, a very experienced Delta squad?
Well, we have confidence in the way that we practice. We're very demanding in practice. We try not to take days off. We try not to take possessions off in practice, so to speak. We try to keep that same intensity throughout our practices. Obviously, we're all human, and we have a tendency sometimes to get away from giving 100%, but that's what we're striving for, trying to build good habits. And then when you get to game night, hopefully that those good habits will surface, and it comes natural to you to play well defensively and give maximum effort.
And taking a look a bit deeper on this Delta team, one of their star scorers, Damari Hood, very athletic, a very good football player as well as a very good basketball player, can really do it all. How is it really going to take to lock down a very athletic guy like him?
Well, we have 2 different defensive plans. The way we'll start off with Josiah on Hood. Both young men, as you know, extremely athletic, good length. We think that'll be a good matchup. We're concerned about handling Delta down around the basket. I mean, Hood can score in many different ways. He can shoot the 3, he can take the ball to the basket, and he can play inside with his back to the basket. But for the most part, their post play is something that we feel like will be a big key for us. If we can match up inside on the low block 1-on-1, we'll stick with that scheme that I just described with Josiah on Hood. But if not, then we'll have to go to a different plan where we'll have to switch Josiah off of Hood and sag him into the lane where we can give some double team in the low post to try to stop their inside play.
All right, but with that being said, that'll do it for a short pregame talk here with Coach Buck. Once again, Coach, thanks for coming down. Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you, Dawson.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Hey, are you okay?
No.
What's wrong?
I can't listen to 91.7 WEEM because I'm not in my car.
Well, don't you fear. Our app is here.
Tired of not being able to listen to Pendleton's best radio station, 91.7 WEEM, anywhere and everywhere? Try out our app. With the 91.7 WEEM app, you get the best hits. Our station now goes where our listeners go. Find 91.7 WEEM in app stores today. Available for Apple and Android.
Thank you so much for telling me about the 91.7 WEEM app, found in Apple and Android app stores.
So my name is Ella Bitar. I've been painting for not that long. I've done art my whole life. I've always been doing drawing since I was a little girl. I have a little book at my house of like tiny little drawings from when I was a kid. So I've always been an art kid. I've always known it. But I only started painting like a year ago, my first semester of my junior year. So this painting, the original thing started off, last quarter of my second semester junior year. I really wanted to do a big painting. I was like, I want to do a painting or a mural. I originally thought I'd be painting like directly on the walls, but we decided we'd make it like detachable so we can move it around or whatever. I wanted to make something that would, first of all, be inspiring and something nice to look at, something pretty, something that kind of spruces up the hallways a little bit. I chose a horse because we're Arabians, and I thought that no matter who you are, what you look like, we can all relate to this mascot that defines our school. I wanted to do kind of like a horse that represents the student body, people, us, looking out onto a vast landscape of our future, kind of expressing the idea of there's so many possibilities and so many ways that we can take ourselves. I wanted to do some pretty clouds and a decent landscape because if there's one thing that we have good in Indiana, it's our sunsets. So this mural painting has kind of been all over the place. Started off, we had to build the canvas. I didn't build the canvas, or like the frame for the canvas. I didn't build it. I think the construction class built it. So kind of a time crunch. We attached the canvas to the frame, primed it, everything. And then I went in and started tracing outlines, so I kind of just did an outline of the clouds and where I wanted the horizon line, which originally was like up here. I've lowered it quite a bit, and I'm going to lower it even more. So, lots to be done. To me, this mural means a way to inspire others. If there's one thing that I could get from this mural, it would be the ability to impact other people positively. And of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, you can interpret it however way you want to, but if it could make somebody feel happier or, just more, positive or anything, to me, that would be super meaningful. Like, if I can impact somebody else positively, if I can change somebody else's perspective on something, I think that would be the most meaningful to me.
Are you constantly bored and tired on your way to school or work? Then you should tune into the Arabian Roundup. With your hosts Kennedy Quinn and Bella Myers, your morning will never be dull. The Arabian Roundup is from 5 to 7 a.m. Tuesday through Friday. But wait, you can't forget about the Arabian Stampede. You can tune to the Arabian Stampede while waiting to get out of the parking lot after school, on your way to work, and so on. You can catch your hosts Gracie Wolf, Samuel Duffer, and Layla Reef every Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Get something fun out of your day with our WEEM shows.
We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network pregame show, 91.7 WEEM. If you're just tuning in alongside Michael Hooker, I'm Dawson Perrell. We got some Hoosier Heritage boys basketball on tap here this afternoon. And 8 Pendletonites Arabians and the 12-3 Delta Eagles. But as they announce the starting lineups for the fans here, just taking a look quickly, looking back on the last couple games for both of these teams. For Pendleton Heights, as we were mentioning earlier, they're coming off of a win against Shelbyville last Saturday to be more specific. That was at Shelbyville. They beat them 46-39. Before that, they played last Friday, not yesterday, but a week before that. That was against New Pal at New Pal. They lost that in a close one, 57-54. And then before that, it was the
third round of the Madison County Tourney where they beat Anderson Prep 75-38. So this is the first home game we've seen out of Pendleton Heights since the 2nd of January, all the way back when they faced Anderson in the first round of sectional. Since then, they've either been on neutral place or on the road. So, kind of a homecoming here for Pendleton Heights. But at center court for both of these teams, for Pendleton Heights, of course, it is Josiah Gustin, and then for the Delta Eagles, it's Damari Hood. Josiah Gustin has about 3 or 4 inches on him, so we got a pretty even match here at center court for Tip.
Yeah, but don't underestimate Hood. I mean, the guy's an athletic beast. He will go up against anyone taller than him.
Ball is up. Pendleton Heights wins it, and we are underway here this afternoon. Pendleton Heights versus Delta. Cooper Sims has it at the logo. Swings it over to Evan Mazingo, right arc. Back to Sims, gets the screen from Josiah Gustin at the point. Sims gets it, left wing 3, blocked. He recovers. Nice block there by Jordan Furin, Mazingo now at the logo. Swings it around, left wing, back to Sims. Top of the key. Mazingo left wing 3, splash. Mazingo starting off with a triple.
Yeah, some good ball movement there from Pendleton Heights and some good defense there by Fernie on the block on Cooper Sims' 3.
Jordan Fernie for the Eagles on the other side of things, attacking left to right. Manor with it. Manor over to Wars. Now to Hood. Damari Hood, right wing, guarded by Gustin. Top of the key, Jones with it. Baseline drive, kicks it to the corner. Manor, back to Hood, open 3. It's a deep one, no good, but an offensive rebound, but instantly a turnover. Manor got the offensive rebound at the free throw line, but threw it straight into the legs of Seth LaRavia. Seth LaRavia with a triple on the other end. Bang! Back-to-back threes for the Arabians. They start off with a 6-0 start.
Yeah, some great communication there offensively by the Arabians to get the open shot for Seth.
Damari Hood, far wing. Guarded by Josiah Gustin. Again, pretty even matchup. Both of them very athletic, lengthy players. Jackson Wars, post entry into the left block to the hands of Jones. Jones working on LaRavia. Bounce pass is poked away, intended for Jackson Wars. Aaron Cookston's there to poke it out of bounds. It'll stay down here to the right with the Eagles.
Yeah, one thing these Arabians pride themselves on is their defense, especially down low.
Delta stays on offense in their all yellow jerseys with the blue numbers and logo. Into the corner, Fernie has a shot blocked by Mazingo. Good defense here from the Arabians. Manor, bounce pass to the free throw line. Jones with it, back outside. Hood responds with a triple of his own.
And just great offensive ball movement there for Delta, really working to get the open shot.
6-3 Arabians lead with 5 minutes and 35 left to play in the first. Cooper Sims has it between the rings. Over to Mazingo, lobs it up high to Josiah Gustin, but not the best timing there as it's going to be intercepted and stolen away by the Eagles. Eagles the other way with it now. Fernie, top of the key. Moving around the perimeter are the Eagles. Bounce pass to the corner. Baseline drive, kicks it back outside. Fernie with an uncomfortable shot. Bounces off the backboard and no good. Rebounded Evan Mazingo and the Arabians. Sims over to Cookston. Back to Cooper. Down low to the elbow into Josiah Gustin now. And Gustin finishes off the glass. Not much defense there from Wars.
Yeah, great offensive start here for Pendleton Heights. Really working the ball around well.
Wars with it. Top of the key. Over to this is Manor. Manor to Hood. Hood, shot fake. Back to Johnny Manor. The senior wants to reset. We'll take it slow now. Gets the screen from Hood. Over to Wars. Back outside, Manor. Over to Hood. A deep 3 from the volleyball line is off the mark. Smacks off the back iron, no good.
Yeah, just not getting the shots to fall early for Delta.
Mazingo over to Sims to the free throw line. LaRavia with it. LaRavia working down low. Tried to find Mazingo in the corner. He was wide open. but a foul called before Laravia can get it to him. So Delta, if you're Delta, you're not too upset with that foul there because you don't want to leave Evan open, especially in the corner. That's his specialty.
And he's coming off of a really past 2 games against Shelbyville and New Pal. Not really shooting the greatest, so for him to be able to shoot well, it's been pretty good.
Cookston will get it off of the inbound. That was the first foul there of the game. That would be against Johnny Manor. Sims, the logo. Delta running a 2-3 defense here. Arabians get it to the inside. Josiah Gustin with a slam dunk.
And the ball movement showing really why they pass the ball around so much to get an open shot there for Josiah.
10-3, Arabians lead with 3:30 left to play in the first. Bond, who subbed in on that last dead ball, has it. Over to Hood. Nice move. Step back 3. Bang. That's where Hood will get you. Shifty, very tough to guard.
Yeah, 2 for 4 so far for behind the arc for Hood.
Hood up to 6. Has all 6 of the Eagles' points. Sims over to Mazingo. Now to Laravia on the elbow. Drives, floats it up, and drops it home.
And pretty much every shot has fallen here for Pendleton Heights early.
Arabian shooting very well. 12 for 6 from the field to start it off. Well, 12 points compared to 6 points. Vaughn, top of the key, guarded by Mazingo. Drives right side, puts up the tough layup, gets it.
Great defense there from Evan, but even better offense by Bond.
Mazingo, a step back 3. Bang! Mazingo.
Yeah, he hit a little hesitation there, but was able to really get the step back to fall.
On the other end, Bond with it in the corner. Delta trailing 15-8. Another 3 here. This one won't be good as it hits the cable on the backward or on the goal. So that'll be out of bounds. Pendleton Heights possession.
And this is definitely a different team for Pendleton Heights that we saw at the start of the season. More confident in their offense and definitely their defense.
Yeah, a lot more smooth as well on both sides of the ball. A lot more control. I mean, you look all the way back to the first game of the season against Anderson. They looked very messy, all over the place, but not the case here this afternoon. We got a foul here against Cooper Sims. It's going to be on the floor. It was a close call there. It was against Johnny Manor, his second. Has only 2 fouls for either team.
And it looked like he was trying to get his hand right in the face of Cooper Sims, not letting him see the court, but referee saw a little too much contact there.
Aaron Cookston inbounds to Evan Mazingo. Cooper Sims gets the screen from Josiah Gustin at the point. Sims drives, looking, back outside to Mazingo, now far corner. Mazingo baseline drive, he stepped out of bounds. That'll be a turnover against the Arabians. They're first, as the Eagles will get it right back, going left to right.
Yeah, and that was the first bad offensive possession there for the Arabians. They've had really good offense so far to start out this game.
And Joe Buck talking to Evan Mazingo on the other end, letting him know what he could have done a bit better there on that last possession. Fernie, top of the key, over to Jaden Fernie, his brother. Damari Hood, right wing, to Bond. Bond gets the screen, hands it off to Fernie. Jackson Wars hits the triple. We got a timeout here for Delta. Eagles storming right back. Score 15-11. Pendleton Heights leading, with a minute 13 to play in the first. We'll take a quick break with them. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. If you're just tuning in, alongside Michael Hooker, I'm Dawson Perrell. On the scoreboard, Pendletonites leading 15-11 with 1:13 to play in the first. Pendletonites with the lead and the possession as we come back from Delta's first time out of the game. Cooper Sims will take it up for the Arabians. And so far for Pendletonites, very good offensive possessions. We saw one turnover, but other than that, their offensive drives have been very fluid and very efficient, but I take that right back. Hood with the steal and a foul on the other end. Cooper Sims grabbed his arm there as Hood hits the hardwood. That'll be Sims first and the Arabians first here the first quarter. Inbounding, baseline here, Bond.
Yeah, just a little too much contact there on that foul. What a steal there.
Josiah Gustin come away with it off of the intercepted inbound pass. Seth Laravia over to Cooper Sims. Sims hands off to Cookston. Cookston thinks about the three, gives it right back to Sims. Sims misses the corner tray. Josiah Gustin's right there, though, to get the offensive rebound, and the post fade for him is off the mark and no good. On the other end, Bond gets it. Has a chance, elbows Aaron Cookston, and they call off the basket. Offensive foul. Again, Bond elbowed Aaron Cookston. He kind of got the breath knocked out of him as he needs a second, but Delta's student section is not very happy with that call there.
Well, I mean, that's just something you can't do. I mean, you can't just elbow somebody in like the rib cage like that and get away with it. So it's a good call there by the referee.
Sims gets the screen from Gustin, drives, kicks it to the corner. Laravia, shot fake, drives post, and another offensive foul. This time it's the Arabians, more specifically Seth Laravia, who threw off his defender. And a nice job taking the charge. And just like that, Delta getting it right back. They'll trade fouls there. That'll be Laravia's first, and Pendleton Heights' second. Just under 20 seconds to play now in the first. Arabians lead 15-11. Delta going to get a chance to get a last-second shot here. Cut down to this lead. Jaden Fernie over to Wars. Wars, jumper from the elbow. High arcing shot off the mark. A second left. Full court shot from Mazingo. Oh, that had a shot on it. No good. That'll do it for our first quarter. Arabians, solid offensive performance, but Delta not being shut out. 15-11, Pendletonites leads. We're going to take a quick break. Second quarter action up next on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Where does Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School on the Arabian Sports Network. If you're just tuning in alongside Michael Hooker, I'm Dawson Perrell. Start of the second quarter, Pendleton Heights leading over the Delta Eagles 15-11. The Eagles will start with possession opening up the second quarter here. Bond will get it off of the handoff. Guarded by Mazingo. Hot steps, kicks it back outside. Hood drives in, gets the foul, misses the shot. Now the question is this against Seth Laravia or Josiah Gustin? They're going to say it's Laravia there with the foul. That'll be his second and the first for Pendleton Heights this quarter. Bond entering the game as a 72% shooter from the charity stripe. His first is good. He's up to 7 now.
Yeah, Demari Hood, as I mentioned there, and just an athletic beast, and he really showed it there using his speed and his jumping ability to really draw the foul and get himself to the line.
Yeah, wide receiver in the football season. Got the hops. Misses the second. Rebounded by Joe Estes. Estes entering the game. They are starting up the second quarter. Cooper Sims over to Mazingo. Back to Sims. Now to Estes, top of the key. Cookson now with it, left wing. Over to Josiah Gustin near elbow. He gets it poked away but recovers. Gustin driving to the corner. Poked away yet again. A fight for it on the floor. And a foul is going to be called here. My guess is this is going to be against Jackson Wars. Yeah, sure enough, Jackson Wars is going to get called with his first foul of the afternoon, and Eagles going to get their first foul of the quarter here. Sims looking for the inbound, can't find anyone in time, and has to really just throw it straight to the Eagles in desperation. Damari Hood on the other end after the Arabian turnover. Over to Fernie. Now to Jaden Fernie, his brother, and the Eagles are going to want to reset. Damari Hood, now guarded by Joe Estes. Back outside. Jaden Fernie buries the triple.
And Coach Buck there wanted a foul called on the other end. They thought they were holding Josiah there on the inbound play.
We're all tied up for the first time. 15-15, 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second. Cooper Sims, hand off to Mazingo, gets the double screen. Over to Estes in the left wing. Now to Josiah Gustin, top of the key, and a foul. Damari Hood is really slapping at it whenever Josiah Gustin has the ball, and this time he slapped his hand instead of the ball, so this will be foul number 1 for Hood.
And he's trying to use his long reach to get steals there, which is very smart for him.
Mazingo with it at the logo. Skips it over to Josiah Gustin. Hands off to Cooper Sims. Sims, top of the key. Fires over to Mazingo. Mazingo guarded by Jaden Fernie. Bounce pass to the inside. Josiah Gustin misses the baseline jumper, and the Eagles recover.
Great defense there on Josiah Gustin, only holding him to 4 points so far this evening.
Jaden Fernie, bounce past the Hood, over to Jordan Fernie. Jordan finds his brother Jaden. Down low on the low block. Some nice post moves there from Jackson Wars on Evan Mazingo, but he can't finish with the bucket. Mazingo, corner 3, airballs it. That one might have got tipped. Hood on the other end, cross-court pass to Bond. Bond shot fake, drives. Double teamed, has to fire it back out. A deep 3 here from Jordan Fernie from the volleyball line is off the mark, and Joe Estes pulls in the rebound here along the perimeter, and we got a timeout. Fight for the ball. Joe Buck wants to take a minute to talk with his team, so we're going to take a quick break with them. We're all tied up 15s apiece with 5 minutes, 15 to play in the first half. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM delivers the best variety of songs, news, and is student-run. We produce imaging pieces, live broadcasts, content, podcasts, and more. Our students work hard every day to improve our station. You can support our station by following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to also tune into the radio, 91.7 WEEN, on air, online, and on demand.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to Joe Buck Court at Pendleton Heights High School. If you're just tuning in, scoreboard reads Pendleton Heights 15, Delta 15. 5 minutes and 11 left to play in the first half. Arabians with it on the offensive end. Mazingo has it in the far corner over to Josiah Gustin. Far wing. Gustin, a lot of contact there on the shot. Misses, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. This will be team foul number 3 for the Eagles. And personal foul number 1 for the junior Caleb Jones.
And it seems like during the break in between the first and second quarter, their coach, Mark Detweiler, able to make some defensive adjustments that have really worked so far here in this quarter.
Gustin buries the first free throw shot. He's up to 5 points. Second one is up and good.
Josiah having a good season for himself, averaging 13.5 points per game, up to 6 here this afternoon.
Damari Hood, top of the key, over to the corner. Maynor, cross-court pass, now into the hands of Caden Bond. Bond driving, bounces it outside, an open 3 here for Johnny Maynor, and it's off the mark. Rebounded Pendleton Heights. Evan Mazingo wanted to take it coast to coast. Hesitated, tried to kick it back outside. It was stolen away on the other end. A lot of contact there. No foul called. Good defense from Cookson. On the other end, Aaron Cookson for 3. No good. Off the right iron and out. Rebounded Damari Hood. He will finally get the foul call.
Foul call to number 20, Aaron Cookson, his first.
That'll be Aaron Cookson's first. Team foul number 1 of the quarter for Pendleton Heights. That was Aaron Cookson's first. And Aaron Cookson, of course, being that very physical, defensive-oriented player, fouls are going to kind of naturally come along with that. Has had some troubles with fouls time to time in the season. But so far this afternoon, nice job controlling it while still playing tough defense. A nice backdoor cut there. That was Jaden Fernie, and then a nice find from Caleb Jones. And just like that, Delta strikes with 2. Gustin on the other end looking in trouble. Has to lob it up high to Joe Estes. Wide open. He takes the 3. No good. But Evan Mazingo's right there as the offensive rebound falls right into his lap. Estes on the low block. Goes up strong. He's going to get smacked. Caleb Jones disagrees, but
Caleb Jones, his second, team foul number 4.
You can't argue that much, as that'll be his second, and Joe Estes will go to the line for 2 free throw shots.
Yeah, and these officials, they haven't let the game get too physical, which is really good in the sense that they don't want a player getting hurt from unnecessary foul.
Caden Bond will enter the game here, subbing out Caleb Jones for the Eagles. Of course, Jones facing little foul troubles. 2 fouls, not anything to get too worried about, but keep it in the back of your head. Estes misses the second. 18-17 our score. Pendleton Heights leading. 3 minutes and 26 to play in the second. Eagles with the ball as Johnny Maynor will take it up. Guarded by Dontrez Braxton. Braxton, a senior, transferred in from Anderson a little while ago. Been playing this whole season very well. Offensive foul here yet again. This one, Jaden Fernie pushing off a bit too much against Aaron Cookston. Ref caught him in the act, so that's offensive foul number 2 for the Eagles. And this should be free throw, should it not? If the scoreboard's correct, this is foul number, or it's offensive foul.
Yeah.
Take that back.
Offensive fouls don't count. I mean, they count towards the bonus, but you don't get to shoot free throws all the time.
Yeah, but that'll put the Arabians in the bonus, so any fouls after this on the defensive end will result in 2 free throw shots. Joe Estes knocking down the tray ball in the corner, and a timeout called. No, maybe a tech. This might be a tech here, or at least a warning. Yep, a warning for the Delta Eagles.
Warning for time violation, delay of game.
Time violation, delay of game. Interesting. Didn't really see what happened there.
I didn't either. I don't know. I guess the referee saw something that he didn't like. Fortunately, it wasn't a tech.
After the 3, Arabians lead 21-17, just under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Johnny Maynor over to Bond. Bond taking the straightaway 3. Misfires. Rebounded Pendleton Heights. Braxton hands off to Mazingo. Near wing. Down low to Gustin. Gustin gets the foul, can't get the bucket. Augustin going to the line yet again for 2 shots, and on top of that,
Foul call number 23, Jackson Morris, his second.
Bond is going to get his, I think, second foul here. This is the ref and a Delta fan exchanging words. Not bad words necessarily, just...
Is that a Delta fan?
I think so. I think he was just talking about the call, and the ref explained it. Gustin knocks down the first.
Going in for the Eagles, number 5, Jordan Fernie.
Pendleton Heights, I mean, playing some very good offense, getting the ball to move around. It's just the shots aren't falling in this quarter like they were in the first quarter.
Hood is going to take a seat on the bench here as he's getting into foul trouble. So Delta first time this afternoon without Hood on the floor. We'll see how the Arabians can take advantage of it. Fernie, near wing. Over to Wars. Wars to Bond. Bond drives baseline, back outside, top of the key. Fernie drives, spins, puts it up, no good, and a foul. Nice move by Fernie getting to the hoop. Couldn't convert, but yet again we got free throw shots. This time it's Delta with 2.
Yeah, and I guess just some good defense there by Estes, but just a little push there in the post on Fernie got him sent to the free throw line.
Fernie's first is short and no good. Hood checking right back in, subbing out Johnny Maynard.
Guess they just wanted him to get a little bit of water or Gatorade and a breather before he came right back in.
Fernie recovers and gets the second one to go. He goes 1 for 2 on his trip. It'll be his first point of the game. Braxton hands off to Mazingo on the other end. Over to Cookston. Cookston. Good defense from Fernie. Fires over to Estes. Now into the hands of Braxton. Far wing. Down low to the right block. Gustin working on Hood. Gets the post fade to go. A nice move from Gustin using his height to his advantage.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that Damari Hood really is at a disadvantage with his height against the 6'8 Gustin.
Bond on the other end. Hands it off to Jaden Fernie. Cross court pass to Hood. Takes the 3. No good there. Fight for the board is out of bounds. It'll be last touch by Pendleton Heights. A lot of contact there on the rebound. No foul was called, and Joe Estes, who hit the floor trying to pull on the board, unfortunately didn't get it, and on top of that touched it out of bounds. So Eagles are going to get another shot at it here, trailing 25-18 with 1:11 left to play in the first half. Hood shot fakes off of the inbound over to the corner, an open 3. Jaden Fernie doesn't take it. Jordan Fernie doesn't take it, excuse me, but yet another offensive rebound for the Eagles here, and a foul right away. This one will go against Aaron Cookston for the Arabians.
Yeah, and the one thing about Aaron Cookston is he's very aggressive, very hard-nosed, and really takes pride in his defense. He'll go after that ball no matter what, and just right there, a little bit too much on the aggression side for Cookston.
25-18, Pendleton Heights leading, just under a minute to play now. Eagles now just 1 foul away from entering the bonus. Hood with it. Near front court, drives, is fouled. It's going to be a shooting foul, but either way, he'll go to the line for 2 shots, as that'll be team foul number 5 for the Arabians this quarter. Josiah Gustin with his 3rd foul here.
First,
misheard it. Got me nervous for a second. But yeah, that's foul number 1 for Josiah Gustin.
I mean, I feel like if he got 2 fouls this early in the game, I don't feel like he'd be on the floor right now. Seeing as Cookston has 2 fouls and Larabia has 2 fouls, and they're both on the bench right now.
Hood makes the first. Makes the second as well, 2 for 2.
It's a 9 now with that, both those makes.
Braxton crossing the timeline for the Arabians. Over to Mazingo. Far wing to the hands of Isaac Wilson. 30 seconds to play now. Arabians are going to want a last-second shot. Coach Buck getting up to give some play calls. Wilson just in front of the Delta's bench. Fires it over to Evan Mazingo. Hands off to Braxton. Braxton has it between the rings. Bounce pass to Estes. Over to Wilson. Now to Mazingo. Down low to Josiah Gustin. Takes a tough shot and buries it. Gustin, how about that? Great way to end the quarter. Arabians leading 27-20, fueled by Josiah Gustin's 11 first half points. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Braden Folk was able to sit down with Jacob Simpson, senior swimmer here at Pendleton Heights, for our halftime interview. That'll be up next after the break on the Arabian Sports Network 91.7 WEEM.
Where does everyone come together to cheer as one, to build traditions?
It's Ella Bitar. I've been painting for not that long. I've done art my whole life. I've always been doing drawing since I was a little girl. I have a little book at my house of like tiny little drawings from when I was a kid. So I've always been an art kid. I've always known it. But I only started painting like a year ago, my first semester of my junior year. So this painting, the original thing started off, I don't know, last quarter of my second semester junior year. I really wanted to do a big painting. I was like, I want to do a painting or a mural. I originally thought I'd be painting like directly on the walls, but we decided we'd make it like detachable so we can move it around or whatever. I wanted to make something that would, first of all, be inspiring and something nice to look at, something pretty, something that kind of spruces up the hallways a little bit. I chose a horse because we're Arabians, and I thought that no matter who you are, what you look like, we can all relate to this mascot that defines our school. I wanted to do kind of like a horse that represents the student body, people, us, looking out onto a vast landscape of our future, kind of expressing the idea of there's so many possibilities and so many ways that we can take ourselves. I wanted to do some pretty clouds and a decent landscape because if there's one thing that we have good in Indiana, it's our sunsets. So this mural painting has kind of been all over the place. Started off, well, we had to build the canvas. I didn't build the canvas, or like the frame for the canvas. I didn't build it. I think the construction class built it. So kind of a time crunch. We attached the canvas to the frame, primed it, everything. And then I went in and started tracing outlines, so I kind of just did an outline of the clouds and where I wanted the horizon line, which originally was like up here. I've lowered it quite a bit, and I'm going to lower it even more, so lots to be done. To me, this mural means a way to inspire others. If there's one thing that I could get from this mural, it would be the ability to impact other people positively. And of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, you can interpret it however way you want to, but if it could make somebody feel happier or, you know, just more, I don't know, positive or anything, to me that would be super meaningful. Like, if I can impact somebody else positively, if I can change somebody else's perspective on something, I think that would be the most meaningful to me.
Welcome back to the halftime show. I'm Braden Falk, and joined with me is Pendleton Heights swimmer Jacob Simpson. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. And we're going to start off with asking you a really important question. How was your conference meet? How was your conference meeting? What did you all win?
So we had our conference last Saturday at the New Palin Auditorium. Our guys, we ended up getting like 5th overall. I swam in the 200 medley relay, the 100 back, the 50 free, and then the 200 freestyle relay. In our medley relay, we got 4th. Our team did what we could. We had a lot of heavy competition in that. In the 50 freestyle, I won with like a 22:30. And then the 100 backstroke, I also won. That one was a lot more competitive. I had somebody else, we're like halfway through the race. He was quite literally 0.01 seconds behind me. And our 200 freestyle relay, we got 2nd place overall. And that was just, those relays are extra points. So our relays were real helpful with our high placings.
Awesome. You also just mentioned like how split seconds can like determine the swim meets. How did that factor into you winning the meet?
I mean, I'm extremely competitive. So when I'm at the wall, I'm doing my turn. Those turns in that start, that's where your tenths of a second, hundredths of a second really matter. I'm doing my turn, and I see this guy right next to me, right there with me, and I'm like, I can't let this guy win. I planned on winning both of these events coming into this meet, and I want to keep it that way. So then I was like, I really had to kick it in, and I decided I wanted it more than that guy.
That's a great experience. So we saw you dove against Shelbyville. How has that experience been for you since it was your first time diving since 8th grade?
I mean, back in the day, it was 7th and 8th grade, and I decided I wanted to swim and dive. And ever since then, I've asked the seniors on senior nights, because they make the event lineup. I asked the seniors to always put me in diving. I've talked to the diving coaches, been like, hey, can I dive? And it's always been a no or a we'll see. And this year, I had planned to put myself in diving at senior night. But there was the Shelbyville meet where they had no divers. So they decided that they were going to let the JV divers dive. And the diving coach, Erica, she comes over, favorite person in the world. She's sweetest coach. She comes over, she's like, Jacob, we got the JV diving. Do you want to dive? I was like, heck yes, I want to dive. And I get up on that board. It was like 10 minutes before the meet started. And you need 6 dives to compete. I only had 4. So I had to learn 2 more in 10 minutes. I went out, I showed out. I got like 120 some points. It was fun. It was a great experience, and I'd 100% do it again.
Sounds good. Also, you see a lot of basketball players getting asked what was their favorite gym to play in, or maybe a soccer team, like what was your favorite soccer place to play? I don't really know, but what was your favorite place to swim at?
I love the New Pal Natatorium. I think that it's a real big, real nice facility. I like the pools with a bulkhead where it splits the pool, not only the diving well and then the lap pool. But I think it's a real nice pool, a very nice comparatively to ours. I like their team. They're very friendly. The coaches are nice. I have a good time every time I swim there. I'm real competitive at that pool.
Awesome to hear. Another thing we could ask you real quick is, what's your favorite memory as you are a senior? What's something you would like to leave behind as a legacy?
So we've got a couple of little legacies that pass down through the teams. We have this old fin. It's a swimming fin, a scuba fin, and it has every single swimmer's name signed on it over the last 10, 15 years. My coach's name is on that. Some of the record holders their names are on that fin. And this year I got the pleasure of being the keeper of the fin. So I get to hold on to this fin this year, and then next year I get to pass it on to an underclassman. And that's just, we've been keeping that going, and I think it's a great thing to have.
That's also really good to hear. And for the last question I have for you, how are you preparing to prepare for the end of the off season or the end of this season? Will you be swimming in the college level of swim or no?
So we have about 4 more weeks of the season. So we're going to taper off right before sectionals. But then college-wise, I think that swimming in college would be very nice. I don't have any plans yet. I haven't decided where I want to go. I haven't decided if I want to swim all the way. But that's definitely a goal. If I could swim at the D1 level, that would definitely be something I'd like to tell all my kids. Say, Dad was a great athlete,
I do agree, and that is all the time we have for you. Thank you for listening, and you're back to the 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM is looking for advertisers for our video sports streaming. Be a part of the Arabian Sports Network's video broadcasting, bringing football as well as boys and girls basketball to the Pendleton community and beyond. Averaging over 100 views in the first year, WEEM's video streaming will only grow. And here's your chance to get in on the ground floor. For more information, contact Christian Harmon and become a part of the Arabian Sports Network. 91.7 WEEM.
Hey, how are you doing today? Thanks for doing this interview today. We're going to go into the production room. Go ahead and sit down. This won't take long, just a few questions. Ready? Welcome to Wing Weekly. I'm your host, Emily Pulley, and today we have the mascot with us. So starting off today, what animal are you? You're not really answering my questions, but let's keep going. Do you enjoy being the mascot? Are you even going to be able to answer any of my questions? What's the point of this interview anyway? Get out.
Things that I think the Arabians, did very, very good job at is just moving the ball around, finding those good shots, and those 7 assists reflect that.
Yeah, and that's one thing I mentioned there a little bit in that first half, in between transition from defense to offense for the Arabians. Their ball movement has been sensational here so far in that first half of basketball. You mentioned the 7-team assists. Coach Buck's system, it's like how he used to coach here when he won those sectionals and that regional title. Just work the ball around, get it to the open man, get it to the open spot. That's why Evan Mazingo was able to knock down a couple threes. Seth Laravia knocked down a three. Even Josiah Gustin getting some open layups, getting himself to the free throw line even. So, the Pendleton Knights Arabians have had great ball movement so far in this one, hoping to continue that here in the second half.
But Arabians will open up the second half with the lead along with possession. Aaron Cookson will inbound here, far sideline. Pendleton Heights going left to right now, and they're all whites. Cooper Sims gets it off of the inbound, crosses the timeline, over to Evan Mazingo, near wing. Now Seth Laravia at the point. Over to Cookston. Back to Seth Laravia. Laravia looking. Fires over to Cooper Sims. Sims down low to Josiah Gustin. Gets it at the low block. Gustin traveled. Tried to give it away. Give it back up to Seth Laravia, but before he could do so, the whistle was blown, and just like that, the Eagles getting it back off of an early turnover for the Arabians.
Yeah, and the ball movement there was just very good. Just a mishap there offensively by Gustin on the travel.
Yeah, Pendleton Heights had 6 turnovers in the first half. That'll be number 7. On the other end, Johnny Maynor. Over to Damari Hood. Now to the hand of Wars. Wars driving, takes it back outside. Wars gets it right back in the corner, drives to the corner. Wide open 3 from Maynor is off the mark, but flying in out of nowhere is Caden Bond, pulling in the offensive rebound. He gets knocked out of his grip and flies out of bounds. So his last touch by Seth Laravia and the Arabians, and Delta will keep it here, now inbounding underneath the basket.
Yeah, the thing about Bond, although he is not the biggest player ever, he's still very physical and can jump to get the rebounds.
Inbound pass stolen away by Aaron Cookston, and on the other end, Cooper Sims for the fast break gets it poked away. It'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Delta. Pendleton Heights will now inbound underneath the basket. Gustin has it poked away, and nice pass there as Bond gets it off of a really blind pass from Johnny Maynor. Just like that, Delta strikes early. 27-22. Arabians lead with 6 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the third.
And offensively, the Arabians have looked lazy so far coming out of the halftime break.
Arabia over to Cookston. Cookston left wing. Down low to Laravia. Puts up a tough shot and gets it. Nearly had that ball stolen away, but got it up and in for 2.
And it looked like it just kind of floated up there out of his hands. I don't know how that went in, but it was a really good shot.
Fernie hands off to Wars. Back outside to Bond. Caden Bond looking to reset now. Into the far corner, Wars. Back outside to Bond. Down low, puts it up. No good, and a foul. Laravia said he was going straight up with them. The ref saw something different. That'll be a shooting foul. It'll send Caden Bond, the junior, to the line for 2 shots. And Bond entering the game a 92% free throw shooter. That's a rare sight.
Yeah, one thing I mentioned about Caden Bond, he's also the running back for Delta's football team. So this guy is very physical, and he's not afraid to take a little bit of contact on his way to the hoop.
Bond sinks the first. Sinks the second as well. You'd expect nothing less out of a 92% free throw shooter. Delta coming in a full court press now. Arabians shake it easily. Seth Laravia crossing the timeline. Cookston gets it down low to Josiah Guston, who kicks it right back outside to Cookston. Baseline drive. Now over to Evan Mazingo in the corner. Mazingo, bullseye from the corner.
All of his points coming from behind the arc on that three from Mazingo, up to 9.
Yeah, you mentioned there, Michael. Evan Mazingo these last couple of days, last couple of games, kind of fallen under a cold spell, but he's shaking it here this afternoon. 3 threes. Hood fade away from about 6 feet out, knocks it down.
Yeah, and able to get his feet set there, almost traveled, but nearly is different from actually traveling.
Laravia, top of the key, over to Sims, corner 3, rattles around and out. Could have gone. Just a bit unlucky there. On the other end, Jackson Wars with it. Drives on Laravia. Laravia forced him to step out of bounds. Laravia for a second there thought it was a foul on him, and he kind of just looking at the ref, what'd I do? But he was shortly revealed of that stress, as sure enough, Delta just stepped on the out-of-bounds line. So coming in now for the Arabians, Joe Estes will sub out Seth Laravia. So after the Delta turnover, Arabians leading 32-26 with 4:30 left to play in the third. Delta sticking to the full court press. Once again, Arabians shake it, and it results in a wide open three for Aaron Cookston, and Cookston buries it from deep.
Just getting shot after shot wide open here for Pendleton Heights, really executing well offensively.
Cookston's first bucket of the game. He got yet another turnover. Arabians come away with it. And not the best move there from Cooper Sims. Faked the shot, tried to get it to Evan Mazingo instead, but it was stolen away. And on the other end, a missed corner 3 there from Jaden Fernie and the Eagles, and a foul.
On the floor.
Aaron Cookston got hit hard after he got the ball out on a pass.
Second foul, team foul number 1 for Delta.
And this was Jaden Fernie. Maybe a bit too frustrated with the miss there. That's his second personal. The first foul of the quarter for Pendleton Heights, or for the Eagles, pardon me.
Yeah, Delta started off strong, getting 6 points there, but kind of fell off a cliff there, allowing Pendleton Heights to go 8 straight.
Mazingo, far wing. Now into the hands of Estes, over to Cookston. Mazingo has it in the corner, blocking foul. This will be yet again Jaden Fernie. It'll be his third.
Jaden Fernie, his third foul, team foul number 2 for Delta.
Are the Eagles going to take him out is a question. Yeah, sure enough. Here comes his brother, Jordan Fernie.
Reporting in for the Eagles, number 5.
Guess he just couldn't get his feet set in time there to draw a charge. Instead got a blocking foul.
Sims will inbound here from baseline. Lobs it up high to Aaron Cookson, who gets it in the front court. In the back court, excuse me. Cy Guston with it down low. And 1. Count that baby in the foul. Guston working down low on Damari Hood.
Foul call number 1.
Pays off.
His second foul, team foul number 3 for Delta.
Just loving the aggression so far coming out of the halftime break. Able to really get their offense going now.
Yeah, Arabians on a run here. They've allowed only 6 points. Put up 10 of their own. Guston converts the N1 free throw. He's up to 15, and the timeout following by Delta. They're going to want to talk it over. Arabians leading 38-26, a 12-point lead for Pendleton Heights with 3 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the third. We're going to take a short break with them. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Are you constantly bored and tired on your way to school or work? Then you should tune into the Arabian Roundup. With your hosts Kennedy Quinn and Bella Myers, your morning will never be dull. The Arabian Roundup is from 5 to 7 a.m. Tuesday through Friday. But wait, you can't forget about the Arabian Stampede. You can tune to the Arabian Stampede while waiting to get out of the parking lot after school, on your way to work, and so on. You can catch your hosts Gracie Wolf, Samuel Duffer, and Layla Reef every Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Get something fun out of your day with our WEEM shows.
Myers Soda Bar.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Joe Buck Court on the Arabian Sports Network. Pendleton Heights leading over the Delta Eagles 38-26 with 3 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pendleton Heights coming out running here in the second half on the offensive end, as well as the defensive end. But plenty of ball left to play. And if anything about this Delta Eagle squad, very athletic, very fast. If they get going, they're going to be tough to slow down. Johnny Maynor over to Bond, now into the corner, into the hands of Fernie. Back to Bond, near corner, drives, spins, in trouble, puts up a tough shot, misses. Joe Estes pulling in the strong board.
Estes has been a key part to this Arabians team, using his size there to pull in good rebounds.
Sims at the logo, bounces it over to Evan Mazingo. Near corner, Aaron Cookson with it. Mazingo at the volleyball line. Rockets it over to Joe Estes. Now to Cooper Sims at the point. One-handed pass to Evan Mazingo. Just pass to Cooper Sims. Arabians just moving around the perimeter now. Mazingo driving. Shot waved off. Foul on the floor here. This will be Caden Bond with his second, and Delta's fourth of the quarter. As the Arabians will now inbound here baseline, and yeah, you saw their coach Buck was clapping on that last possession as the Arabians are just kind of moving the ball around, and with no shot clock, why not, right? You got a lead here, take it slow, get a good shot up, and waste off 30 seconds, maybe even 40 seconds every possession you get. Evan Mazingo drives left side, misses the layup off of the glass, and on the other end, and one here. Delta responds. Jackson Wars gets the basket and the foul, and just like that, Delta making a good play here and see if they can use that, build up some momentum.
Yeah, and these two teams really going at each other on the defensive end, both playing very physical.
Wars converts the and one free throw. He's up to 6. Sims taking it up for the Arabians now. Hands off to Mazingo. Mazingo outside. Over to Cookson. Cookson fakes the pass to Josiah Gustin instead. Over to Joe Estes at the logo. Minute 47 to play. Arabians leading 38-29. Gustin to the outside. Cookston a straightaway triple. Bang! Cookston and a foul. A foul right away here. As Joe Buck telling the Arabians, get back on offense. So the 3 is good for Aaron Cookston. And immediately after the bucket, foul number 5 for Delta. So that'll send Josiah Gustin to the line for 2 shots. So Arabians with a chance for 5 points in really about just a second.
Yeah, I didn't really even see what happened there. All I heard was the whistle getting blown.
Yeah, and that foul, by the way, was on Caleb Jones, his 3rd. Gustin sinks the first. Gustin at 12 first half points, 16 now.
And a great game for Josiah so far this afternoon.
Gustin makes them both. Arabians push their lead up to 43-29. Jordan Fernie over to the near corner. Johnny Maynor. Top of the key 3 here for Hood. Misses. Good defense from Gustin.
Yeah,
Arabians rebound.
Hood knocked down 2 threes in that first half. Hasn't knocked one down since he made his second one.
Mazingo with it in the corner. Drives baseline. A lot of contact, but his shot's blocked. On the other end, it's Wars going up strong and knocking it home off of the glass for 2 points. Arabians now lead by 12, just under a minute to play in the third. Sims taking it up. Here comes the trap. He's in trouble. Ball is stripped away. And jump ball. This will go to Delta, so a nice double team there from Damari Hood, who came over to help Johnny Maynor.
Yeah, Delta really picking up their defense now after letting Pendleton Heights go on that 12-0 run.
Isaac Wilson.
Wilson checking in for Cookston. So Delta back on offense, attacking the left basket now. Maynor over to Hood. Hands off to Wars, back to Maynor. Wars, jumper from the block, sinks it. Ten-point game now. And an offensive foul. That's a way to sell it. I mean, it was a good move by Johnny Maynor, but he went flying. I don't know if he got hit that hard.
I think he ragdolled himself.
Yeah, he went flying a good 8 feet in the air. That was crazy, but
8 feet in the air.
8 feet across the floor.
Well, you said in the air though, so I mean,
all right. Sorry, I guess. 43-33, 10 seconds to play in the third. Delta will get a chance for a last-second shot. Johnny Maynor. Down low. No good. Wars missed it, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Pendleton Heights leading by 10, 43-33. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, fourth quarter, don't you guys go anywhere. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This presentation of...
Are you okay?
No.
What's wrong?
I can't listen to 91.7 WEEM because I'm not in my car.
Well, don't you fear. Our app is here.
Tired of not being able to listen to Pendleton's best radio station, 91.7 WEEM, anywhere and everywhere? Try out our app. With the 91.7 WEEM app, you get the best hits. Our station now goes where our listeners go. Find 91.7 WEEM in app stores today. Available for Apple and Android.
Thank you so much for telling me about the 91.7 WEEM app, found in Apple and Android app stores.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to Joe Buck Court on the Arabian Sports Network. Pendleton Heights leading Delta 43-33 as we open up our fourth quarter. Pendleton Heights going to start with possession here as Isaac Wilson will inbound far sideline. Finds Evan Mazingo, and the Arabians will get started on offense here, opening up the fourth. Wilson with it, guarded by Hood, in trouble, loses it, fight for it on the ground, a loose ball, scrambles around and nearly stolen by Evan Mazingo. It was stolen by Caleb Jones, and then Evan Mazingo tried to sneak up there and smack it out of Jones' hands, but got a wrist instead of a ball, so foul there on the Arabians. That's Evan Mazingo's first, and the Arabians first of the quarter. Delta taking over now.
And just great defense there by Delta to start out the fourth quarter.
On the other end, Maynor moving it around. Hood with it now, left wing. Over to Maynor, who got fouled by Dontrez Braxton, and Braxton is upset with the call. Just like that. 2 fouls for the Arabians already, just 30 seconds into the fourth, and if anything is going to boost a comeback for the Delta Eagles, it'll be getting into the bonus early. Hood, left wing three. Off the back iron and no good, but an offensive rebound and a cross-court pass to follow into the hands of Fernie. Driving now, putting up a tough shot is Wars. He misses. Rebounded, Evan Mazingo. Mazingo driving coast to coast. Gets up the shot. Can't get it to go, but foul right there to follow suit. So Evan Mazingo going to the line. This is Hood's third personal foul. Got to watch that. Of course, only a quarter left to play, but in a physical game like this, in a blink of an eye, you could have 4, then 5.
Yeah, and especially for Damari Hood. I mean, he's their team's leading scorer, and he's their best player. I mean, the guy's averaging 15 points per game, so you really don't want to lose him in a game like this.
Evan Mazingo, 84% from the free throw line. The best out of these varsity players. Misses the first.
No, Hayden Fox averages 100%.
Varsity players. Hood recovers in the corner. Jackson Wars driving back outside. Maynor gets the screen from Bond. Eagles moving around the perimeter, driving, baseline. Wars misses again. Braxton now with it. Braxton at the logo, guarded by Caden Bond. In trouble, finds Aaron Cookston, and Coach Buck will call a timeout. 43-33, Pendletonites leading with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the fourth. We're going to take a short break with them. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEN.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Network 91.7 WEEN.
We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 43-33, Pendletonites leading over the Delta Eagles. We're just about a minute and 30 seconds into fourth quarter here in this Hoosier Heritage matchup. Arabians with possession as we come back. Josiah Gustin gets it off of the inbound, driving, is going to get fouled, and an offensive foul. That was Johnny Maynor who took the charge. It was definitely a disliked call here at Pendleton Heights, but fortunately for Pendletonites, that won't change it. It's Josiah Gustin's second personal, and the Arabians' third team. As Hood with a three on the other end, nails it. Nothing but net for Hood.
Yeah, getting his third three-point make of the game is, I believe, 3 for about 8 from behind the arc.
Mazingo, near wing, guarded by Bond, loses it out of bounds. Last touched by Evan Mazingo. He got wrapped up there with Caden Bond. Arabians bench wanted a tripping call, but the ref won't give it to him, so Delta getting it right back. Another three. Hood misses this one from the same spot, and a foul here on the floor against the Eagles.
Foul call number 3, Caden Bond, his third foul. Team foul number 2 for Delta. Reporting in for the Arabians.
It's going to be Caden Bond with his third foul now, as Cooper Sims will enter the game for Pendletonites. It's got a 7-point ball game. Arabians leading, and of course with Pendletonites, 3 team fouls. If they don't settle that down and they get up to the bonus before they hit the halfway mark in this quarter, that'll be trouble for Pendletonites. Sims over to Cookston, near corner. Cookston looking, back to Mazingo. Corner three, no good. Hits the left iron, rattles out. But Josiah Gustin getting the offensive board. Cookston, shot fake, drives. He's fouled. That'll be Johnny Maynor.
Number 3 for Delta.
His third. And team foul number 3 for the Delta Eagles.
Point again for the Arabians, number 3.
Dontrez Braxton coming right back in, subbing out Evan Mazingo. Cookson will inbound here, baseline. Stolen away off of the inbound. An athletic play from Damari Hood, tipping it up and pulling it in. Another turnover there by the Arabians as Caden Bond with a three in the corner on the other end is no good.
Foul called on the floor.
Caden Bond smacks the face of Joe Estes.
Foul call number 3.
He'll get called for the
his
foul.
fourth
It's
foul.
a bit delayed, but it
Delta.
comes. And with that, Caden Bond, that's Caden Bond's fourth personal. Looks like he'll stay in the game, though.
Reporting in for the Arabians, number 33, Seth
Arabia will come back for Pendleton Heights. It's been a while since he's been on the floor here. Coach Buck looks like he's been saving them for this moment exactly. Caden Bond with a steal off of the inbound. That's back-to-back inbound plays. That's been stolen away by the Arabians. And out of bounds, last touched by Delta. Thought it was a foul first, but no. Instead, the ref will say it just simply went out of bounds, and last touch by the Eagles. Pendleton Heights inbounding.
Well, it looked like he pointed at Bond for a second, but I guess he was just indicating he touched it last.
Sims with it as the Arabians break the full court press. Over to Aaron Cookson. Cookson driving, loses it, stolen away yet again. Johnny Maynor over to Wars. Back to Maynor. Thought about the three, doesn't take it, instead drives in and gets it on the teardrop. Timeout called. Timeout called by the Delta Eagles as they are storming back in this one. Just like that, we got a 5-point game. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, don't you guys go anywhere. This is a close one. Conference matchup on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This presentation of the 91.7 WEEM delivers the best variety of songs, news, and is student-run. We produce imaging pieces, live broadcasts, content, podcasts, and more. Our students work hard every day to improve our station. You can support our station by following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to also tune into the radio, 91.7 WEEN, on air, online, and on demand.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEN.
Welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School. If you're just tuning in, alongside Michael Hooker, I'm Dawson Perrell. We've got some boys conference basketball here this afternoon against the Pendleton Heights Arabians and the Delta Eagles. Pendleton Heights leading the Eagles 43-38 with 4 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Arabians will have the lead and possession of the ball as we come back from the Delta timeout.
Yeah, and they're so far scoreless here in this fourth quarter.
Cy Gustin gets it off the inbound. Shakes the full court press easily. Over to Cooper Sims and a foul. It's going to be against Johnny Maynor. Try to reach in for the steal. And
foul call on number 1, Damari Hood.
this is Damari Hood, excuse me. And that'll be his fourth. And on top of that, it'll put the Arabians in the bonus, as that's the 15th foul for the Eagles. So Cooper Sims will go to the line for 2 shots. Sims sinks the first.
He's a 90% free throw shooter, so that's kind of expected for him.
Yeah. Sims, that would be his first basket of the game, by the way. He sinks them both. The Arabians getting their first 2 points of the fourth quarter there. They bring their lead back up now to 7 points. A three on the other end from Maynor is off the mark and no good. Had a bit of contact there on the inbound. Josiah Gustin got wrapped up with Hood there, and say they called the foul. That would have been his 5th, but no foul is called. Cooper Sims spinning in and around. Playing a game of chase. Finally gives it up to Jontrez Braxton to the inside. Seth Aravia gets it to go off of the glass. Man, Cooper Sims on that play there, showing off his elusiveness, spinning through defenders before finally getting an over and back. Over and back call, and Coach Mark Detweiler is just absolutely in shock of that call there, and so is the Delta fans.
And Buck very energetic about that call, too.
Jontrez Braxton gets it How about that play from Braxton? He inbounded it to Seth LaRavia and instantly took off to the basket. And Seth LaRavia was on the same page with him as he found him. And Braxton gets the inbound. Seth LaRavia tips the rebound after the missed three from Delta into the hands of the Delta Eagles. Eagles with yet another three that's off of the mark. Josiah Gustin slams it home on the other end and screams as loud as he can. Arabians on a run. 51-38 now with 3 minutes to play. And a blocking foul is going to quiet him down rather quickly. But that blocking foul might have been a better call there, as that was Caden Bond who drove. Of course, say that foul wasn't called. He kicked it into the wing and the Hood, and Hood hit the three, of course.
Well, I think it's because, the stoppage of play, he was kind of left wide open. But
I mean, no one was around him. No one else was close. I mean, I think if that foul wasn't called, he would have sunk that three. Of course, that is team foul number 4, so the Arabians now just one foul away from putting the Eagles in the bonus. Another missed shot there. Jaden Fernie can't get it on the baseline drive, and Cookston fakes the corner three, drives, and is fouled. That's Jaden Fernie with his fifth, I do believe. His fourth, so Fernie will stay in. It looks like 2 minutes and 37 seconds to play. I mean, maybe he'll get taken out, but we'll see what Coach Detweiler decides to do there. Cookston will go to the line for 2 shots. Of course, the Arabians in the bonus. Misses his first.
I mean, yeah, you have the lead. You're up by 13, but you need to hit these free throws, especially in games like this, where this team like Delta have a very dangerous offense, and they could come back at any moment.
Cookston misses them both, but Seth LaRavia is right there to get the offensive rebound, and he's fouled right away. That'll be Johnny Maynor with the foul, and that's his fourth. So fouls are starting to be a trouble here. Still 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So this is a really tough situation that the Eagles are in, as Seth LaRavia hits his first, where, they're trailing. They need to play physical, but at the same time, a lot of your players 3 fouls. So, you're kind of in a predicament where, do you want to foul? Do you want to not? Do you want to play physical or not? As Seth LaRavia sinks them both.
Well, I think you play physical, but not too physical to where you foul players out.
On the other end, Bond making a nice cut to the basket, finishes off the glass. Seth LaRavia was in position for the block, but Bond pulling off his acrobatic moves and gets it home. Cookston, 3 from the corner, no good. Gustin draws the foul, and there's Jaden Fernie's 5th foul there, as he is frustrated. He's not been having the best afternoon, Has 5 points, but he's been missing a lot of shots, fouled out. As Caleb Jones will come back in for the Eagles.
Yeah, and Jones is playing with 3 fouls as well. So he still has 2 fouls till he's, obviously fouled out, but still not what you want to see.
Gustin sinks the first. 54-40, Arabians with a 14-point lead now with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the fourth. Gustin's second is up and good. 2 for 2 on that trip. Eagles wasting no time on the other end. Caden Bond will get the foul. No, this is an offensive foul, And the realization just came in. The Delta fans, it was a travel. You're right, Michael. But yeah, it took a second there for Delta's fans to realize exactly what happened. By the time the ball was inbounded, the booze started. Cooper Sims cuts to the basket. Miscommunication with Josiah Gustin. Gustin tried the backdoor cut, but Josiah Gustin wasn't in position, so Cooper Sims threw it straight out of bounds. Hood fakes the 3. Left wing. Down low to Jones. Back outside. Hood misses the triple. Eagles want the foul. Don't get it. Hood gets another shot at it in the corner. Sinks it. And the foul. Is it 3-pointer?
Yeah, it's a 3-pointer, but I think
Foul called on number 3, shoving it back after the basket on number
Oh, no, excuse me. So,
his 5th foul.
so the 3 was good from Hood, but the foul was off the ball. It was a Delta foul. I think it was on Caden Bond, who I guess was just trying to get around his box out. So yeah, Braxton will go to the other end to shoot 2 free throws now.
Yeah, and Coach Buck telling Cookston, Laravia, Augustin, and Sims, just get back on defense, don't play up, and don't foul. You're 1 point away from putting them into the bonus, so then they're going to try to be drawing fouls at that point to just get free throws and put up easy points.
Braxton's first pinball's out. He sinks his second, though. 1 for 2 there. Braxton's up to 3 points. Once again, Delta wasting no time getting down the offensive end. Hood, step back triple. No good. Rebounded Laravia. Minute 20 to play now. Pendleton Knights leading by 13. Cookston gets it across half court. Gives it inside to Josiah Gustin, and Gustin gets it off of the glass. Cookston, it looked like they were going to maybe try an alley-oop there, but Cookston left it short. But either way, that's 2 points on the scoreboard.
1 minute remains.
1 minute remaining, as I'm sure you audience just heard the PA there, as Wars responds with a bucket of his own. Wars up to 12 now. Gustin, jumper from the elbow, sinks it. So it looks like that'll do it. Under a minute to play, Arabians lead by 15. Delta, of course, not giving up quite yet as Hood takes the deep 3, misses. Out of bounds, last touch Delta. No, foul. Yeah, foul here. Excuse me, this will be Jackson Wars, his third. So we got some more free throws. But again, this one pretty much wrapped up. It'd take a miracle at this point for the Eagles. So the Arabians going to get back up to 500 on the season, 8-8. They're going to claim their 4th win here at Joe Buck Court. And I mean, I think it's safe to say this was an upset for Pendleton Knights. Of course, Delta, I think, was favored heading into this matchup, and the Arabians with a very good offensive performance, especially during that first quarter. I mean, that was probably some of the most efficient ball I've seen for Pendleton Knights so far this season.
100%. I mean, they played very well offensively, especially there in that first half with 7 team assists, and the ball movement just carried over into that second half. They were able to just work the ball around, get to the open shot, and even draw some fouls to get to the free throw line.
Cookston makes them both. Got a substitution here for Pendleton Heights. Isaac Wilson subbing out Aaron Cookston, and then after that first free throw, Reese Kaplinger, Joe Estes came in for Seth Laravia and Josiah Gustin, so they'll be out for the rest of this game. They got a little standing ovation there from the Arabian fans. We got a step-back jumper from the free throw line by Jackson Wars that is off the mark and no good. Rebounded Pendleton Heights. Braxton crosses the timeline for the Arabians. Looks like he'll try to dribble this thing out. Again, Arabians will advance to 8-8. Delta will drop to 12-4. Final score, 62-45. Pendleton Heights wins it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Michael and I will break down the final stats.